I'm Tracie Langley, and I'd like to welcome you to my first ever video from the stamp pad. We're going to do an oldie but a goodie technique called the rubber band background, and I'm going to show you how to make it real quick. This is a sample of one of the cards that we have made at one of my techies classes last month, and I'm going to show you how to make this card really quick. Alright, so for any of you who haven't used it, this is the Brayer. This is probably my favorite tool. You can do lots of fun things with it, and it is an oldie but a goodie. To do the rubber band background that we're going to do today, you're just going to pull your Brayer apart, take the handle and the wheel apart, and you're just going to grab any rubber bands that you have. These are the ones that I stole from my husband's office earlier this morning, but you can use any rubber bands that you want. And it's okay if they twist or overlap a little bit. And you want to use probably at least 2. If they're thinner or smaller, you could use 3. And them twisting will give you actually some more fun technique, and then you just kind of move them around on your Brayer where you want them. So we'll call that good. The cool thing with this technique is that it looks different every time you do it, depending on how many rubber bands and how you twist them and all that. So you're just going to pop them back in, and we're going to start with, because just to not have to clean your Brayer both times, and because we're going to use 2 different colors of blue, we're going to use Bashful blue, which is one of my favorites, and Marina mist. Since they're kind of the same color, you can actually start with your lighter one and then go to your darker one, and you don't have to clean your Brayer in between. So we're going to ink up our Brayer, and a thing to remember when you're inking a Brayer is that you don't want to roll back and forth. You're not going to really get a good ink coverage. What you want to do is lift as you roll. So we're just going to give it a good inking, and if you get it on the Brayer, it's okay. It's not going to get on your paper. And so we're just going to take our Brayer and we're going to wheel one way, and then we're going to turn it. Let's get that little piece right there. And then we're going to turn it the other way, do a little more ink on our Brayer, and wheel it the other way so that we get sort of a little bit of a pattern. And then we can switch and use our Marina mist, and we'll just ink it up again and just do a little more wheeling. The more ink that you put on, or the darker, you're going to make your card look different every time. So those are pads, so we don't put our elbows in them. Now, when you clean your Brayer, what you can do is just take a paper towel, pull it out, and then take your rubber bands off, throw them away, and then just clean your Brayer on your with your Stampin' mist and scrub just like you would normally clean your Brayer. Alright, so we have our little bit of a background. We could do more or less. If we wanted it to be a little bit lighter and a little bit less, we could just ink it one way. We could just roll one way instead of 2 ways. Okay, so we're going to use the By the Seashore stamp set, which is one of my favorite new stamp sets from the 2012-13 Stampin' Up! Catalog. And we're going to use our little crab. You could use any of these fun sets. Some of the girls, when we did this for our techies group, used the starfish or the sand dollar, which are both really cute. But I like the little crab because I think this is a great summer card for guys or your girlfriends who like the beach. So we're just going to stamp the little crab, and we'll clean him later. And then we're just going to take just one of our regular sponges and ink it up a little bit, and just ink the edges of our cardstock. Okay, maybe I got a little excessive there. You can do it a little lighter, or you can do it a little heavier, depending on your mood and what you like. So so we have our little crab, and we're just going to set him aside for a minute. I like to stamp all of my stuff and then put everything together at the end. So next we're going to stamp a little banner using our Bitty Banners stamp set, which is another fun set from the new catalog. And we have lots of friends with summer birthdays, so I'm going to do a birthday one. And we're going to use the chocolate chip ink, and we'll just ink that up. I love the new stamps that have the framelits to match, so we're going to, after we get our stamping done.
Go.
Okay, so now we're going to take our Big Shot and we're going to close up our multi-purpose platform so it's on the top tab. And we're going to take our cutting pad, and you can tell I love my Big Shot because my cutting pads are well loved and well used. Then we're going to take our one of our framelits from the Bitty Banners Framelits. Just another fun thing from the new catalog. And we're just going to lay that blade side down. And then we're going to put in our other cutting pad. And we're just going to run it through the Big Shot. Oh yeah, it always, if you haven't used the framelits yet, your Big Shot will make that kind of nasty sound, but it's okay, you're not going to break it. So we're going to pop that out so we have our next piece for our card. One of my personal favorite things from Stampin' Up! that we have is the embossing folders. So I almost always use an embossing folder for every project. We're going to use the Lattice one for this project. So you want to open your tab, your multi-purpose platform all the way up. Use one of your cutting pads on the bottom. Just slide your cardstock into your frame or into your embossing folder. Lay it flat down. Put the other cutting pad on the top and run it through. And again, you're going to feel like you're breaking something, but you're not. Your Big Shot's pretty sturdy. Alright, so we are finished with that part of our card. And so we have our textured piece, because a little texture is a good thing on your card. Alright, so now we have all of our pieces stamped, and we can sit back down. It's a lot easier to brayer standing up. If you have used the brayer before, you'll know that. So now we've got all of our pieces ready. I've scored my cardstock using my Simply Scored tool, which is a really fun thing. And I'm just going to use a little bit of snail adhesive and start putting my card together. Some people are a little heavy-handed with their snail. I'm not real heavy-handed. I like a medium amount. So we're just going to start building our layers. And then we're going to turn our card a little bit differently than we had on the other one. And we're just going to put that in the middle. And do our texture piece. Sometimes I do like to use the glue stick, the Anywhere glue sticks with the textured pieces, but it's up to you, whatever you like to use. Okay, and we're just going to take our crab and we're going to take just a little bit of baker's twine and wrap around him and just tie a knot. Remember, the nice thing about baker's twine is you don't have to be able to tie a pretty knot because you can't tell anyway. So if you don't like ribbon because you can't tie a good knot, baker's twine might be a good solution for you. And we'll get that on there. Oops. Let's try that again. Alright, let's try this tying this knot one more time. I don't know what my problem is today. I seem to be all thumbs and don't seem to be able to tie, which I'm sure some of you have experienced that issue before. Alright, so we've got our baker's twine tied, and we're just going to use a little snail on the back of our crab, and we'll just put him on here at a fun little angle. I do like angles. And we're going to just take our craft scissors, your dedicated scissors that you have for your ribbon and fabric, and we're going to use that to get our little knot there. And you know what, we're going to move our knot over. Whoops. Let's take him off. The nice thing about snail is if you don't press down real hard when you first do it, you can pull things off and move them around a little bit if you realize that you've put your adhesive on the wrong side, like I just did. Alright, so I've taken my little bitty banner and I have a dimensional on him, and so I'm just going to pop my dimensional off. I could have probably put another one on, and I am going to put just a little bit of snail on that tip end because what I want to do is just tuck it in to under my baker's twine, and voila, we have our finished card. So you can see if you have your pieces cut, this is a really quick and easy project. Rubber bands make great backgrounds. Another fun card that we have done with it, just to give you some more ideas, it looks great to use like as water, but another fun one is it's a great way to make a sort of a birthday streamer look. So I hope that you have had a good time and have enjoyed learning how to use the rubber bands and brayer technique, and I hope that you'll come and visit us again sometime at the Stamp Pad. Thanks.